for our deep state. It was. This is something that the Prime Minister has been working on for a long time and has been worked on for hundreds of years, frankly. I've been reading about it. But I will leave Bangladesh to the Prime Minister.
जहां तक रूस और यूक्रेन के बीच का लड़ाई का सवाल है, मुझे खुशी है कि राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप ने शांति के प्रयासों का इनिशिएटिव लेते हुए कल राष्ट्रपति पुतिन से बात की है। दुनिया का एक सोच रही है कि भारत न्यूट्रल है। भारत न्यूट्रल नहीं है। भारत का अपना पक्ष है और भारत का पक्ष है शांति। हम पहले दिन से ही, और मैंने राष्ट्रपति पुतिन को उनकी मौजूदगी में मीडिया के सामने कहा था कि ये समय युद्ध का नहीं है।
युद्ध माने युद्ध ना, तुम बुझो ना बुझो तो
समाधान युद्ध के मैदानों में नहीं निकलता है, वो टेबल पर चर्चा करके ही निकलता है।
As far as the Russia-Ukraine conflict is concerned, I'm very happy that President Trump has taken initiatives to restore peace and had telephone calls with President Putin and President Zelensky. The world had this thinking that India somehow is a neutral country in this whole process, but this is not true. India has a side, and that side is of peace. From the very first day, I have been talking about the importance of dialogue and diplomacy and a peaceful solution. And when I met President Putin in the presence of media, I had told him that this is not the era of war, and I have firm conviction that problems cannot be resolved on the battlefield. The two sides will have to come to the negotiating table.
शांति के हर प्रयास
वेरी एडुकेटेड पूरा।
और राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप ने जो इनिशिएटिव लिया है, मैं उनका हर सख्त समर्थन करता हूँ।
I just want to add to that. We had a very good phone call yesterday with President Putin. It lasted maybe an hour and a half. It was excellent, and I think we went a long way toward getting a solution to the horrible war where so many people are being killed, especially soldiers on the battlefield. At least 1.5 million soldiers have been killed on a ridiculous war that would have never happened if I were president. But we've got a long way to, I think we've got a long way to solving it. Tomorrow there's a meeting in Munich, and then next week there's a meeting in Saudi Arabia, not with myself or President Putin, but with top officials. And Ukraine will be a part of it too. And we're going to see if we can end that war. That war is a horrible war. It's a vicious, bloody war. We want to end it. To your other question, that U.S. attorney was actually fired. I don't know if he or she resigned, but that U.S. attorney was fired. Okay, go ahead.
Who is fired? I don't think so anybody fired. Oh, I don't.
Say it.
That you expect India to play within the US competition with China and in your broader vision for peace in the Middle East.
US or China competition?
Well, I think we're doing very well in our competition with everybody. I think you're going to see a nation that really is going forward at a very rapid pace. Our economy is going to be fantastic. We're doing things to make it that way. And we announced some very big elements today of success. I call it an element of success. Reciprocal tariffs, so that if somebody charges us, we charge them the same amount, which has never been done in our country before. We've always been taken advantage of by other countries, and we allow that to happen foolishly, but we can, we're not going to allow that any longer. So I think we're going to do very well. We've been doing they say the last 3 weeks was among the best 3 weeks ever for a start in a presidency. There's never been anything like it. And when you see what we've been able to do in 3 weeks, people are really amazed. Even the Prime Minister mentioned it. I think other countries are looking at it. But I just want to thank everybody for being here. This is a terrific man. We're going to make some wonderful trade deals for India and for the U.S. And thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
পিছনের ওই
Tara, so
দুজন
you
কি
were just
আমেরিকাতে
listening
থাকে?
in there on
আমি
part of
ভাবছি
the meeting
মোদির
here,
সাথে
quote
আসছে।
between President Trump and the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi. It was an awfully friendly meeting. They both spent a lot of time complimenting each other. They said they have the same goals and they are going to work together to bring prosperity and progress. They each referred to each other essentially as great leaders, and there was a lot of mutual respect here that you saw displayed between the both of them. Now, it sounds like there's a lot of conversations to be had here moving forward in terms of what trade will
Trump
look like. The
holds
question was asked
bilateral
by a
meeting with
reporter to the president of
Indian
how do you beat China if you're tough on trade
কি
with
Indian
India?
president
And the
না
president
prime
wanted to say,
minister?
I'm not trying to beat
Prime
anyone,
Minister
and again reiterated
Modi.
his thought here that they're going to move toward a peaceful and prosperous relationship here between the two countries with some transformational reforms here. They also started the meeting with the president saying that it sounds like India has agreed to purchase a lot of oil and gas, and he went on to say we have more than anyone else. And he said that they've been friends for a long time, and they're delighted to see each other again. Notable here from some of our reporters that were in the room is that Elon Musk is in the room. You couldn't see him in that shot, but he was in the corner of the room there. You also just perhaps caught a glimpse there of Secretary of State Marco Rubio, also the Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum in that room as well. So I do want to bring in some of our reporters here to help us break this down. Let's start with correspondent Mary Alice Parks. She is also in D.C. with Elizabeth Schulze in our